Okay, 3E5.
And I also pulled this item. This is in regards to the resolution for putting items on the November 2016 ballot in relation to election districts and charter form of government. This is coming out of the committee that was working on this. Reading over the resolution, I don't have any problem with moving forward with the districts, and I agree wholeheartedly with the committee on this. The part I have difficulty with is on the aspect of charter city. If we go back just a short time ago when we were forming the committee, I had indicated that I preferred to keep the two items separate. I saw them as two different topics, one different from the other, and therefore discussion could take place separately. We did move forward with keeping them as one committee for discussion, with the understanding that in regards to the charter city, that the committee would come forth with information for the other three of us about the pros and cons and just reference material in regards to charter cities. Now, it's coming out of the committee that we should move forward with putting it on the November 2016 ballot. And I have difficulty with that because I'm not on that committee. I don't have enough knowledge at this point in time to say that we are moving forward with putting it on the November 2016 ballot. Us voting the resolution that would state that means that, in essence, we're supporting that position. I can't even say to the community that that's a positive thing for us to consider at this point in time. Therefore, I would feel much more comfortable if we remove that aspect of the resolution and keep it solely at this time for the districts, and indicating that districts will be on the November 2016 ballot, and that the committee continue to move forward, get information to the rest of us regarding charter cities, the pros and cons, and information about that, and then at that time come back and we can decide what to do.
Well, and part of your concerns is also some of the concerns not only on the committee but some of the citizens. We've had great citizen involvement at the meetings, and we don't even have a draft language for anything on the charter. So that was one of my goals, is to try to get it to the next study session so that everybody can start having some dialogue, because again, we're constrained by the Brown Act for all of us to discuss that unless we're all together. So I agree with you, we need to have it all together, but we don't even have a draft that I could say that I support yet either. We haven't even gotten that far. Karen? Yeah.
When we first set up the committee, that was discussed very clearly about investigating charter. And the resolution, as I read it, clearly states that the Mayor Montanez and Councilmember Haley to investigate and study council election districts and city charters and determine whether either should be created for the city. There is no definite. This is such a vague, just moving forward that we're committing, because residents have been asking us for districts, we are committing that this is going to be a community discussion, study about putting on the ballot, and we are committing that that's where we're moving forward, is to in response to the community of wanting to put it on the ballot, that we were willing to move forward with it. So this has been something we've been talking about, both items, almost since we've been on the council, and before that. So we've been talking about the charter city and the districts off and on for the 13 years I've been on. So this is now making that commitment that we're moving forward.
And we may get down the line that none of us support putting a charter on there. We're not saying that that's
It's just having the ability to have the studying and talking of it, investigating it.
Randy?
Yes, I mean, Jason, I think I could say I feel almost the flip side of the way you just stated. I feel very comfortable with the charter city myself. The election districts, I just, I have some concerns about that personally. I'd like to know more, but I'm certainly willing to, I think, go forward with as what Karen and the committees recommend myself. But But in other words, I'd kind of have the same problem, I think, with charters that maybe, or with districts that you might have with charters. And I don't know if we should, delay everything or what, but,
Well, and I think part of the reason for doing what, the suggestion to do the resolution for tonight, because it is somewhat premature, but there were some feelings in the community that we as a council weren't sincere about moving this forward. And this was really a way to really provide some assurance to the community that we were moving forward, that this was not just another study that we were spending money on and not going anywhere. And that's really where we're just trying to give some commitment to show people that we are really committed to getting this forward, getting it on the November ballot, and being able to have that next step. Let me get Dick to go next. Go ahead, Dick.
And then if you can get clarification from Dean about
Sure.
what it says.
Why don't you
Go ahead.
go
Dean,
with
do you
that
want?
first?
Does it indicate that we're going to put it on the ballot?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
The resolution indicates that we will put it on the ballot, correct?
Yes.
It's not just for research. and
This is a
information.
commitment to place one or more measures on the ballot for district elections and for the possibility of charter. Yes.
but not necessarily both together or,
Not necessarily both together, together or apart, but it is committing to put the ideas, the questions on the ballot. Whatever comes out of the committee and the public input and ultimate council vote for, you'll have to adopt an ordinance to actually put it on the ballot. So what form it takes for both district and charter will be dependent upon the committee work, the public input, ultimately a council vote. But this is committing to putting the two measures on the ballot.
But not necessarily that they're tied together when they go on the ballot.
Correct.
right.
Dick, go ahead.
I have a little concern about the language, because it says to put one or more ballot measures on the election. Okay? And I'm getting from a lot of
Turn your mic on.
residents-
Turn your mic.
Is your mic
Oh,
on?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Is it on?
I think that. Can't hear me? No. You can't hear Dick Haley?
Yeah.
Hard to believe. Hold on. Lisa, do you have a microphone?
You sure yours isn't working?
Hit the mic and see.
It is.
Hit the
No,
mic.
hit the physical mic.
Tap your mic.
Nope.
You broke it.
Thank you, ma'am. Write this day down in history. I've been contacted by many members of our community, and in it, people are breaking these two items up into two separate and distinct items. That is the charter slash, the charters versus the general law, and the districts. I'm thinking that the wording here is one or more. I don't think that that's clear enough. I think that perhaps we should put, in fact, I know we should put the ballot initiative to include the election districts, and I think we should do it as soon as possible. That's my way of thinking. Comma, new paragraph. I'm on the committee for this, for the charter, and I'm so thrilled that the mayor asked me to be on it, because I don't know enough about it to make an intelligent decision right now. But I will. And the only way that I will is to go to all the meetings, listen to the people who are experts, listen to citizens, and do some independent research myself so I can figure out what's best for our fair city. But for right now, I'm thinking that perhaps we should be voting on the council election and districts, and then the charter after, because we're still gonna go to study. We're gonna have committee meetings, and then we're gonna come back to a full study session where we're going to invite everyone in the city to come and participate, and they will be also televised as well. So I'm looking very, very forward to, today is a day that we, the citizens of Corona, are going to make some major changes in Corona, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of it. Thank you.
Karen?